Today I am heading off to Wasps Rugby Club's running school, which is at their training ground in West London. I'm off there to have a biomechanical assessment, which basically is going to be looking at my running form, and I aim to do this so it assesses your walking, it assesses your running form, basically tells you how wrong you're doing it. But interestingly as well, I'm taking my trail pack because I've got this thought that my form changes when I'm carrying weight on my back. So I've filled my pack up as well, and take that. And yeah, it was a birthday present from my buddy Graham. He's just getting a coffee actually. He'll be joining me shortly, and then yeah, we're going to head down to West London and see what happens. So yeah, here we are at the running school. About to get ready and go inside and find out exactly what's working and what's not.
So the distance between when the front foot hits the floor and the back, so that's your right side. Okay, so slightly longer, not too dissimilar, but what we should see is a straighter line. As you begin to load on the sides, you begin to hinge up, and then it levels out and it comes to a straight position. Alright, right hand side, I'll tell you what that means in a second. Right hand side, we're in a slight drop here. As we load, coming up, and we're actually dropping down the opposite side slightly. Okay, so we've got a little bit of contractual to both sides. And all hip drop means is there's either a firing sequence issue or a strength issue with the glutes and hamstrings, or a combination of two. Okay, so in terms of how the brain should fire the muscles, the glute should fire first, then the hamstring, or for it to happen at the same time. Because you're so anterior-dominant that the core and that's to get it first, they actually don't have time to kick in on the right side. And something that latent strength is, especially if I'm running, but your heel cycle isn't as high, so you're not doing strength work to strengthen the hamstrings. There's a kind of effect on that as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not too bad. As it comes up, straightens up. And I think we're actually just over, I'll double check. So it's actually not as externally rotated as you're walking, which is good, because when we're walking there's a lot more stress. So when we're running efficiently, there's about 2 to 3 times your body weight for every step. If we're running inefficiently, where we've got strides, walking down heels, it's about 5 to 7 times your body weight.
Right.
So we've got to think about that. Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing to myself.
Yeah.
So it's twice as hard on my body as it needs to be.
Yeah.
Which there's something deep inside which that absolutely makes sense, right? And I've always felt that I'm doing something quite
definitely.
wrong.
No, of course. But again, nobody teaches you how to run.
No.
You just start running. You pick it up and just go a little faster, don't you? So, okay, let's have a look at the right side. Okay, so coming across the midline slightly. So again, still overworking hip flexing quads a little bit and almost like swinging around with it rather than pushing off straight.
Is that a tightness issue or is that a strength issue?
I'd say strength.
Strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like we talked about the glutes and the abductors.
Yeah.
So we're still a little bit externally rotating onto the right side, possibly a compensation. When we're landing. Yeah, not too bad when we're landing like that's fine. But let's have a look if you're crossing over. So we're going on the left side first, we're hitting the ground. So middle of the hips. Just touching the line, not too bad. And it actually levels out. So before you hit the ground, you can see the rotation of the shoulders. You can see that dot's a lot closer, whereas we're still in the middle. So we're shifting around a lot at the top. Okay. And as you're landing, it does level up. And you're not too far to line. Okay, but on the right side, we're going into the middle. You're fully on the line.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're still crossing over with that right side. And that's all to do with glutes. So again, we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. So if we slow it down a little bit, go frame by frame. So we go from an 11 foot leaves the floor. So what we should see is a nice straight line from the hip down to the ankle as we tone up. So fairly straight. As it comes through, you're getting really, really close to the other ankle.
Right.
Okay, and then we're almost pointing the toes outwards. So if you look at when we land, you see your toes are pointed, externally rotated. So a lot of the time, when we're coming fairly close together, a lot of it is to do with the control around the pelvis, which I'll go through in a second. But in terms of the foot or the feet pointing outwards, there's also the hip flexor and the quads in it too much. Okay, so you're quite anterior dominant. A lot of your movement is held from the hip flexor and the quads rather than our power muscles at the back, glutes and hamstrings. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
So look at the right hand side. So this right side's almost coming up a little bit. We've got a slight angle as you're coming off the ground already. Comes close to the other one again. And again, the toes pointing. Okay, so similar to left to right. I also want to have a look if we're crossing over. So open this line between the hips. So when we're walking, when we're running, ideally you want to be on 2 separate tracks. Okay, so I've got that back on the middle of the hips. Not on the line, which is fine. You can see how we're shifting a little bit with the upper body. So it's going through the middle of the hips here, but slightly to the left. Okay, so some of that is from where you're not using your shoulders. You're starting to rotate a little bit more thoracic. Okay, rather than with your shoulders. Small compensations. And then on the right hand side, right foot's on the line. Okay? There are 11 more equals, there's less compensation in terms of the upper body, but we are crossing over. your centre of gravity on the right hand side.
And would you say, is that led more from the fact that I'm not putting my shoulders into the movement? Or
No,
is that
I would
from
say
my
it's from,
hips?
I'd say it's from your hips, but also compensating for the left side.
Okay.
So because you've had a pain and injury for so long on the left, the right side's probably doing a lot more of the work and having to compensate to the
So, is that a glute thing? Is that exterior hip adductors thing? Or is
which side is the adductor at the moment?
Sorry?
Which side is that adductor at the moment?
The adductors there. I'm just thinking of the adductors around.
No, I'm talking about, you said that you had tightness.
Yeah,
on the
tightness
left.
here.
On the left. Okay, fine. In terms of the foot coming across, some of it can be hip flexor quad tightness, some of it can be IT band issues where we're coming across, which is because the glutes and the abductors are working.
Yeah, my ITB is actually not too bad.
Okay,
I only got it treated the other day.
That's fine.
It's kind of like actually I'm like bouncing off the bed. I think it's more here and through the hamstrings. What I've noticed is for the first time, and I never had it until last year when I was training to do 100, but I've had it this year. Is after about 30k, my hamstrings just felt like cement's gone in them.
Okay.
And then I started getting inflammation behind the knee.
Okay, yeah. We'll have a look
Particularly on this side.
Yeah. Okay, so this is running, this is normal speed. So this is about 8 kilometers per hour on the treadmill, which you said felt pretty comfortable as to how you carry out your pull aerobics, and I just used to pull aerobics as challenges. But again, we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. So the first thing we look at is how you're landing. Okay, so on the left foot you're landing actually a little bit more forefoot on the left side. And then on the right hand side, the same. Okay, so actually a bit more forefoot. In terms of the actual position,
Smashing my calves over distances.
so there's 3 different ways of landing. Forefoot, which is what you're doing. Midfoot, which is flat. Heel toe. Okay. A lot of the time, when you're carrying more weight and you're running your toes for longer distances, there's going to be a massive impact in terms of the calves, to the Achilles, hence the Achilles tendonitis, peroneal tendonitis, and I'll go through why you can have an hamstring tendonitis in a second. But if you're continuously you're almost like plantar flexing a little bit, so where you reach your toes out forwards before they even hit the ground here, that's what we call plantar flexing. So the calves are already kicking in. Especially on this left side, you can see it's slightly different to the right hand side. Okay? So in terms of how you land, you probably need to get a little bit flatter. So if you can't get to heel toe, just aim for midfoot. The other thing is where you're landing in relation to your centre of gravity. So we look at when the left foot is the floor.
Still landing in front of my hip, and
So because you are plantar flexing, we're actually landing somewhere here. And that's quite a large distance between your centre of gravity and your landing point when you're on the floor. Okay. On the right hand side, somewhere between those 2 bones. Okay, so a little bit less on the right hand side. So when you're landing, when you're overstriding, basically means you're spending longer on the ground than you need to.
This is why it feels like I'm pulling myself rather than pushing myself.
Exactly. Okay, so in terms of when you're overstriding, especially on the left side. So because your hamstrings are designed to propel you forwards, but because you're overstriding, they're actually doing a braking job rather than a propelling job. But when we're running, there's more, when you're crossing over, there's more stress on the hip, the knee, and the ankle. And just remind me why that conversation with the foot's happening in order to stabilise. And then if we have a look at the hips. So we already know that when I draw this line out, you're going to drop away from it because we've seen that from the side. We call that side collapse. As you begin to load,
see
that drop. So we've dropped away, but we've also dropped this way too.
Hips
So
drop
your
and
right
tilt.
hip's gone down.
So that's a bounce and a tilt.
And on the right hand side, we're loading, we're staying in that drop position slightly. Dropping away.
just stay
Just
on the
stay
line.
straight.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in
I'm
terms,
kind of bouncing along.
yeah, just wasting energy by going up and down.
Gosh,
But
you
in
really
terms
see it at the
of
back,
the in terms of the glutes and hamstrings not working as well, that's all shown at the pelvis. Okay, and probably why you're getting the SI JJ. Yeah. So in terms of the muscles, if I slow down a bit more, when we're on the left leg, the muscles are shortening, and the right are lengthening.
Yeah.
And on the right side, these are shortening, those lengthening. And that's happening over and over again for
50,000 times.
yeah,
Over
9 hours,
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
however far you're going.
Right.
It's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And that's
No
the main
wonder I
thing.
heard
Like
at the end of it.
you want to be, we want to be focused on like longevity, not just
Yeah,
trying to
of
achieve
course.
and then be broke.
Yeah, well, this is one of the things is, you know, you can cope with pain in a one hit cycle, but what I'm thinking is when I do 50k, I'm going to be shaking to bits.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is okay.
The quicker our nervous system is firing and the quicker the sequence of it. So, the left foot forwards, you got 29 with one break, so whether it's either break down in rhythm or you slow down and have to speed up again. The right foot forwards is 27 with 2 breaks. Okay, so possibly compensation, but also maybe you prefer doing with that side.
I was going to say, given my mass
Yeah.
and everything else, where does that sit? Does it need to? Would you
We
say
want to be like above 30, 35.
Right, okay.
So
and that's over 20 seconds.
20 seconds. So, not to scare you, but we try and get our seniors to 25. And this one was 24, this one was 26. Okay, so we need to bump those scores up. Basically, what's happened because you've had so many injuries, your brain's slowing you down, and it's it's like a protection mechanism.
Yeah.
It's not you going, oh, I can't go any faster. It's your brain has physically slowed you down to protect you. And until we retrain to go faster, it'll stay the same.
Which is quite astonishing because when I go out, let's say I go out running and I'll have a sprint against people that are maybe a bit younger or a bit, I am faster. I can sprint, which is really weird. That actually my
these are like
mini,
they're like mini plyometrics, so you're not actually moving that far, and you're not using the main muscle groups to pull you forward.
So basically, I have fast feet like an old man.
Yeah, a little bit. More when you're going backwards.
So that
was it.
Then, that was the running assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll get the book.
I thought you would have been on the treadmill a bit longer.
Clearly, I didn't need to be because they realised exactly what was going wrong to begin with.
It's funny, isn't it? You know, when at full speed, when you see yourself running, I mean, it looks all right to me.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
Well, I was running, I'm thinking, actually, I'm holding good form here, only for her to sit me down and basically say, You're shit.
everything's going up and down, everything's going that way.
I know, and I'm looking at the slow motion video, actually going, that's why shit hurts.
Yeah.
That's why it hurts.
You know, it's a lot to do with core strength, isn't it? Glutes.
Yeah, it seems like the issue's coming more from my glutes and hips, and it's not the first time I've heard I'm anterior dominant. It's not the first time I've heard I'm anterior dominant at all.
But she reckons this swinging the arms on the shoulder will solve.
Hopefully that will kind of pull everything back. I mean, my arms were a bag of shit. My feet were crossing over. It looked like I was having a fit in slow motion.
It's funny when you said to her at the end of, so, be honest with me, where does this sit? Is this pretty much the worst you've seen? She's like,
she had to think about whether that was the worst form she'd seen.
I think she was thinking how to answer it without it making it
which, you can't help but ask the question of yourself, so if I actually got form right, how fast would I be? I mean, it's a really interesting one. I mean, look, I'm 48 now, so it's a little bit late, but
you could get close to 20 hours, couldn't you?
Yeah, and it does make you think. It really does make you think. But you know, it's easy for a sports scientist to say. It's like, right, I tell you what then, stick an extra 50 kilos on your back, sunshine.
Yeah.
You do it. But what was really interesting was she was talking about the forces, and you remember I was saying about 3 times your body weight.
Yeah.
And she's saying that when you're running like you are, it's between 5 and 7.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, no wonder
add on a few
things are going to hurt. Well, it
okay.
literally is.
And did you pick up on? She said, I don't know how long you were running for, like 9 hours.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, treble it.
Yeah.
But it also explains an awful lot in terms of how my body feels after I do those kind of really long runs.
Yeah.
And I think that's you know,
I mean,
my mission is to be as pain-free as possible. I don't doubt that I can finish something like that. It's just that it's not going to suck the whole time.
I mean, the one thing to take out of that is that with economy of movement, you can solve all of that. The pain goes away. The speed goes up.
Yeah.
The longevity of keeping it going is easier.
It's horrible watching yourself on camera running as well. All the wobbly bits bouncing around. It's like,
especially the side on.
Yeah. I mean, good God, what did it look like to begin with before I started losing weight?
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to affect how you balance and everything else as well. Of course it does. But no, that was fascinating. It really was. I guess that's the dream, you know, that you rock up to somewhere like that, and then they turn the video on, and you
all
do
the
your
lines
thing.
line up.
That's it, yeah. And then you go for the analysis afterwards, and they're going, you know what, you've got this.
Yeah, you don't need to come back.
You know, and part of you expects, I'll be good for teacher. And then you sit down and get utterly deconstructed
That's a good way of putting it.
and taken to pieces. And it's basically saying, well, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, it must really hurt when you run. Well, it's kind of funny that. Yeah, it fucking does. God. Yeah.
She was very politically correct, wasn't she?
Yeah.
When you're carrying a bit more weight.
yeah, when you're a fat bastard. Yeah, I appreciate things don't move the way they should. You weren't wrong about that. But
when you first, fucking hate it when people do that. When you first, I'm like, fucking, if I was driving, I wouldn't have done that. It's weird, isn't it? When you first were telling her about what you were doing, did she have any? Was she like, "Oh my God, really?" Or was she just a bit like?
No. When I told her what I was doing, she just looked at me.
Right.
With a, "Are you sure about this?
Yeah.
Are you sure?" It's like, yeah. Okay. Good tolerance for pain, have you, sir? Well, yeah, it hurts a bit. Yeah. The best line was the time though, 9 hours. It's like, no, you obviously not done many of these types of distances.
Oh, it's 6.5 litres. 6.3 litres.
I was kind of thinking, when she said 9 hours and I was talking about 100k, I'm thinking, the guy that won it last year?
Yeah, he was 2 hours after that.
He broke the record, and it still did it in 9 hours.
Was he 9 hours?
He was 9 hours something, yeah. Quigley. I mean, what a machine to do that.
I bet his lines are parallel, mate.
Yeah. I'll have to, if he's at this one, I'll have to see if I can find him at the beginning. He'll be gone long before I finish. I'm sure he'll have had a good night's sleep and everything. But yeah, I'd love to actually say, do you know, it'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it, if I rocked up and said, do you mind if I video you?
Yeah. I want to copy you. I want to be you.
That would be a little bit like, who the fuck are you?
We should have just recorded this whole conversation.
Strangely enough, I had recorded some of it.
Have you? Have you?
Yeah.
We had that on, have you?
Yeah, just for the last few minutes. Yeah, I'll edit bits out.
Brilliant.
Sure. But it's yeah. Sorry, sir. You are too heavy, and your running form is way too poor to survive something like this. You know what's going to happen, though? I'm going to be out on that 100, and I'll be thinking, right, I've got to stop the bounce.
Yeah.
I'll be overthinking. I know.
Absolutely, yeah. Swing your arms. Give yourself a couple of black eyes or something.
It was the mild look of panic in her face when I said, right, so if I shorten my, it's like, no, don't mess with it now. Yeah. Don't mess with it now, because that's going to be all kinds of horrible. No, just sort your arms out. Yeah, it's
the one thing she
like,
suggests having a go at.
The only thing she needed to follow up with is just baby steps, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, baby steps.
Yeah.
You ain't going to fix this quickly.
No.
I think that was the subtext. Yeah, you ain't going to fix this very quickly. Just calm down. It's a shame, though, you don't get a copy of it.
Yeah, it's strange, that. I think they just stick it on a stick or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not a bad idea actually to record on the treadmill at home. It's not a bad idea. And then just slow it down and see if it looks like it's improved at all. As you say, just get a bit of software and draw some lines on it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Cash, but you've just got running wrong.
Stick to sitting at a desk.
Yeah. May I ask what you do for a living, Mr. Cash? Clearly it's not running. Oh dear. It's like, well, I can go much faster than other people over really short distances. It doesn't mean you're any good at running, Mr. Cash.